second, on top of the third once he finishes second.
You start to move more rapidly toward the achievement of your goals, and they begin to move more rapidly toward you.
Nothing happens in the body except it first takes place in the mind. All disease is a lack of peace. No matter what the problem is, no matter what the difficulty is, it's a group of negative thoughts, charged with fear and superstition, lodged in the recesses of the subconscious mind. All forms of therapy are good. The quickest, surest, safest way is prayer. This is why you're told the fruits of SFDP. Prayer is very simple. It's filling your subconscious mind with the truths of God, the same yesterday, today, and forever. And these truths neutralize and obliterate all the negative elements. Then the embodiment of the truth must disappear. You eradicate the problems. The Lord is subject to the higher vibration. Hundreds of thousands of cells are dying every second right here. As you spiritualize your thoughts, the cells take on the spiritual monotone. They no longer take over the disease patterns. That's the basis of all healing. You have a new body every 10 months. The body you're going to have the next few months is the grocery store.
That story you keep telling yourself about why you can't, why it's not the right time, why maybe you'll try later. That story is not yours, it's the virus in your code. And you don't fix a virus by negotiating with it, you delete it. One must be willing to burn the ships and cut all sources of retreat.
Taking it easy, nice and clean.
Entry fee for change. If there's a way back, you'll take it. If there's an excuse, you'll use it. But if there's no way out, the only direction is forward. That's how transformation starts. Look at Henry Ford. The world laughed when he envisioned a horseless carriage. But he didn't ask for permission. He didn't ask, what if I fail? He said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And he believed he could. Every day. Until he built an empire. He didn't negotiate with doubt. He killed it. You have to do the same. Kill the idea that you are your past. Kill the need to explain yourself to people who gave up on their own evolution. Kill the voice that says rest when it's time to build.
Before you go to sleep at night, feed your mind with a stream of messages consistent with what you want to be or can do the next day. Notice, program yourself for the next day. Same way you program a computer. And what I do is lie down, and I close my eyes and I say, I wake up in the morning, present tense, and I feel terrific. I wake up in the morning, I feel wonderful. I feel full of energy. I believe tomorrow is going to be a great day. I wake up in the morning and I feel terrific. And when you get up in the morning, the first thing that you say, the first thought that you program into your subconscious computer is, I feel terrific. I feel terrific. And if you repeat it out and you say it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, repeat it over, I feel terrific. I feel terrific. You don't need to feel terrible. I feel terrific. It's your subconscious mind. You can't tell the difference between a real thought and one that you did in your head. And you repeat, I feel terrific. Really hard. I feel terrific. I feel terrific. I feel terrific. I feel terrific. What happens is subconscious mind knows that you do feel terrific. And it will actually give you a surge of energy that will wake you up and clear your mind even before you have coffee. Whenever you wake up in the morning, today is going to be a great day. You have to nudge your brain, right? We have a conscious mind, we have an unconscious mind, we have a self-image, and your subconscious is paying attention to the words that the conscious mind is saying. And so if you're like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed, today's going to be a bad day, you're going to have a bad day because you just programmed your subconscious mind to do that. If you want to have a good day, it starts to make you feel is what went well today. So when I go to bed, I say prayer, and then I go, what went well? And I go on a treasure hunt because I'm purposefully looking for what are the right things that happen. And I look for the micro moments, you know, like 5, 6 small.
Gotta get busy, huh? Yeah, man. Stop playing. We There's a period just after you close your eyes and you're essentially disconnected for a moment, your brain is operating in theta. Well, theta is hypnosis. You put a pair of earphones on at night, you play a program that you want to be true in your life. The moment you fall asleep, the conscious mind shut off, but the subconscious mind is now in record theta. So whatever is coming through the earphones at that moment after you fall asleep, you don't hear it, but the subconscious mind is hearing it and downloading it in a state of theta.
You know this secret gives you everything you want. Happiness, health, and wealth. You can have, do, or be anything you want. We can have whatever it is that we choose. Look at how big it is. What kind of house do you want to live in?
Do you want to be a millionaire?
What kind of business do you want to have?
Do you want more success?
What do you really want?
I see many miracles take place in people's lives. Financial miracles, miracles of physical healing, mental healing, healing in relationships.
All of this happened because of knowing how to apply. You've probably been sitting there wondering, what is the secret? I'll tell you how I have come to understand. We all work in one infinite tower. We all guide ourselves by exactly the same laws. The natural laws of the universe are so precise. If we don't even have any difficulty building spaceships, we send people in them, and we have trained our landing with the precision of a fraction of a second. I don't care if you're in India, if you're in Australia, New Zealand, Stockholm, or London, or Toronto, or Montreal, or New York. We're all working with one power. One law. It's attraction.
Before you go to sleep every night, visualize yourself being, doing, and having the good which you desire. Because while you are asleep, your conscious mind is in abeyance for a longer period of time than at any other period in your daily life. And when you impress the subconscious just before going to sleep, the subconscious works with that idea that you did, even while you're asleep. The subconscious mind will be correlating you with all the good which you have visualized. You see, you may not realize it, but your mind is working for you or against you, even while you are asleep. And the mastermind within you says that if I be lifted up, I will draw all men unto me. And whatever idea you lift up before your subconscious mind, before you go to sleep, that idea is impressed upon the subconscious and it draws that to you. You'll wake up in the morning and the right ideas will just be clicking in your head.
The conscious mind can learn from reading a book. So the subconscious mind can read a self-help book and you go, wow, that sounds really great. And then you read the book, but your life is still the same. And it turns out why? Because the subconscious mind is more of a habit mind, things that you repeat over and over again. So the reality is, if you can stay conscious, be present, and when those negative thoughts come in our head, and psychologists tell us 70% of the time, the thoughts that are going through our head are negative and redundant, so the same negative thoughts are going through. If you could stop those thoughts, if you could hear them as they come through, like, oh, that's not going to work, or this will never happen, those type of thoughts. If you can hear them and stop that consciously, say, no, change the word right there, just give them more positive thing. As you repeat this more frequently, and you repeat it, the subconscious mind begins to learn.
Learn to become still and to take your attention away from what you don't want and all the emotional charge around it and place the attention on what you wish to experience. Energy flows where attention goes. You can begin right now to feel healthy. You can begin to feel prosperous. You can begin to feel the love that surrounded you, even if it's not there. And what will happen is the universe will correspond to the nature of your song. The universe will correspond to the nature of that you're feeling and manifest because that's the way you feel.
One of the best books I've read this year is The Expectation Effect by David Robson. So he is a science writer from the UK and he looked at a whole bunch of studies. The placebo effect, which everybody's familiar with, right? There is particular expectation that an outcome is going to come from some sort of medication, and lo and behold, that outcome manifests. He found this across pretty much every area of anything that you care about. So my two favorite studies from this, so interesting. He realized that gluten intolerance, self-report gluten intolerance, has increased from 3% to 30% 30% in 10 years.
This is why there's so many gluten-free options on the menu.
Preston got 30% of the population of Serbians, people need it. And he was wondering, well, what is it? Human biology hasn't changed that much. Is it maybe that the foods have changed and people are responding to that? Or is it maybe some sort of expectation because the type of news stories that they're hearing about gluten and about how bad it is for us, inflammation and all this sort of stuff, maybe it's that people are expecting it, so they brought people into a lab. Is it that these people do and do not have self-reported gluten intolerances, and they give everybody the same meal. They tell everybody in the room that it's got gluten in it, it's got no gluten in it. After a while, people who don't have a gluten intolerance biologically, who haven't eaten gluten, have diarrhea, they have hives, they're breaking out in inflammation, they have to run to the bathroom. Okay, well that's kind of interesting. They did another story that he spoke about. VO2 max tests that they were looking at. Apparently there's a particular genetic mutation that allows people to blow off CO2 and upregulate oxygen in a better way. They brought people in even numbers of people that did and did not have this genetic trait. Split them into two random groups, so there was a mix of both do and do not have the trait in each. First group was told, you've got the right genetic trait, you should be really, really good at this. Second group was told, oh, sorry, you don't have it, you shouldn't be too good. No surprise perhaps to the group that was told that they did, they ended up performing better. But when they actually looked at what was happening in the physiology of these people, they found that the people who didn't have genetic mutation but were told that they did, had a lower overall lactate threshold, they had a lower overall heart rate, they were blowing off CO2 more effectively and upregulating oxygen better than the people who did have the genetic mutation but were told that they didn't. So they coined this term that said your expectations are even more powerful than your genes.
Your subconscious mind is marvelous, but what it does is it only thrives on goals that you pronounce in the now, in the present tense. You now have a dynamism, it's called a dynamism in your brain, where your brain knows that you're only earning this amount of money. And now you're saying, I earn this amount of money. Your brain knows that you're not a millionaire, but now you're saying, I am a millionaire. And so your brain goes to work to close this gap between where you are and where you want to be. And your brain starts to work 24 hours a day, and it works and it gives you ideas. This person here has what's called a superconscious mind. This mind has been talked about for 5,000 years. Some call it the oversoul, some people call it the God mind, some people call it God, spirit, whatever it happens to be. But there's this incredible power in the universe that you can tap into. You just reach your gut, you simply write it down the goal clearly on a piece of paper, and then this mind goes to work 24 hours a day to make it in your life.
That comfort zone is a dangerous place to be. You're in the world when someone gives you a suggestion that takes you in a direction other than where you want to go. You have to learn to consciously and mentally just reject it. And then you can go ahead and originate whatever idea you want. Now, as long as that idea is in your conscious mind, it'll have absolutely no effect on your physical body. No effect at all. That's when you take that idea and turn it over to this part of our mind we refer to as the subconscious. We really refer to this part of our personality as the heart. You see, they pointed out that as you think in your heart, so whatever idea comes in and goes in here, instantly is like us.
Can't you not say I get you? Etsy. This place isn't right for me.
As we get older, a lot of times we feel certain doors closed to us. And what Purdue Global does is that it allows those doors to be reopened. This isn't the end, this is the beginning. So you'll come back today at Purdue Global, back to you.
Iced latte with oat milk. Vanilla or caramel?
Wawa has new ways to create the lattes you love exactly where you like, starting at just $3.
Ooh, extra espresso.
Every cup is created by you and crafted by us.
Your mind is a magnet. Now I have what I call something like my mantra. That is this. What the hell happens
powerful instrument in the universe is the subconscious mind. Lie to it! Lie to it! Tell it lies! I really wish it would. I won't believe that. It's not the struggle of a That's all successful people have. You have to write it. Everything I've ever gotten in life, I've written.
You don't manifest anything by thinking of it. With around 60,000 thoughts daily, manifesting every one of them would be chaotic. Instead, it's what exists in our subconscious that shapes our reality. The subconscious doesn't think. It creates life circumstances based on what's inside. How does a thought go from the conscious to the subconscious? Through emotion and repetition. Thoughts paired with strong emotion and repeated imprint on the subconscious. To craft a new reality, feel your desire with intense emotion and repeatedly visualize it as already achieved. This is the formula for true manifestation.
Step number 2. For manifesting properly according to science is you must visualize the steps that lead you to the thing that you want, not the end goal. This is a major mistake that people make. They manifest improperly because all they do is focus on the end goal.
You need to start talking like your psychology. What I mean by this is you need to start speaking in affirmation. When you see a dream house, it's $10, $20, $30 million. Instead of complaining about how expensive it is, you go, don't feel bad. It's not wrong. If you see a dream car, you go, thinking about getting out one of these days. When anybody asks you, you're great. Why don't you try to do that? You just have to take it. And what you're doing is you're hypnotizing your subconscious to have different core beliefs. Your beliefs ultimately shape the way you think, and most importantly, the actions that you take, which attracts what comes into your life. You can also help other people by asking them both things. I'll ask my brother, hey, what type of clarity do you have? Just that question mark opens up and expands your way of thinking, so you can attract those things into your life. Remember, you have a thought without an emotion. It has no impact. You have an emotion without a thought. There's no direction. You have a thought. Combined with an emotion, the excitement, the confidence, and the happiness that you can achieve it. It's like a powerful one, and it activates all your confidence.
The most powerful way to manifest is in experiencing the fullness of the present moment, undifferentiated fullness. Jesus called life in its fullness. Life in its fullness is in a state of being. So if you bring together clear vision in your mind of what it is you want to achieve, or create or manifest, and you bring this vision into the sense of still fullness. Jesus expressed it to us that when we pray for something, believe that you already have it, feel that you already have it. Whatever it is that you want to have, you need to feel already the feeling. By feeling that which is beyond the world of phenomena, it is to experience, to know, to realize
manifestation is expressed in one simple statement by Jesus, and that encapsulates all the books that have been written on manifestation and will ever be written on manifestation. Is just one simple sentence. It says, when you pray for something, believe that it has been given, or that you already have it, then you will receive it. It doesn't say believe that you will receive it. It says believe that you have received it. The very foundation for successful manifestation is finding who you are in your essence. And once you've found that, that already contains everything that you could wish for on a feeling level. Whatever you attain then, it comes out of a state of fullness, not out of a state of lack.
So it's like here you are as a person, and your brain's divided in half, and this idea pops in here into your conscious mind. Now, if you have a strong enough plan or commitment, meditation can happen. If you have enough KI and a strong enough internal feeling attached to a plan, then that internal feeling will cause it to drop into your unconscious mind, and then you'll manifest it. That's where the mind works. They think and go rich. The Austin thing is you need a book that will teach you the principles that create wealth. That's what will teach you. That's the fundamental way. The key is to create a strong enough internal feeling that drops into your unconscious. One way to do that is create a plan. Another one is create a commitment that doesn't matter what it takes to find a way. But see, that has to be a consistent emotion.
Decide what you want, write it on a card, carry the card in your pocket, and read it as often as possible every day. I found if you write a lie on a card and read it often enough, you will start winning. Believe that your belief will actually create a fact. It doesn't matter what's happening in the past. You may not have a colorful background, and maybe you have. You may not have a lot of formal education, and maybe you have. But it really doesn't matter. If you've got a goal and you're willing to stick to it and study the laws, you're going to find out that you're going to win. You're living on frequencies. Now, when you think of something, what you've done is you've flipped your brain onto a higher frequency. The very fact you can see it is always proof you need to know you need it. What you have to do is raise your level of consciousness to that frequency. And then you'll attract whatever on that frequency. All the good you need to manifest it. Any idea that's held in the mind, that's emphasized, it's either feared or revered, so it can be bad or good, will begin at once to clothe itself in the most convenient and appropriate form available. It starts to move into form.
To manifest abundance quickly, try this powerful routine once a day. Begin by closing your eyes, taking a deep breath, and saying, I am open to receiving abundance in all areas of my life. Visualize yourself surrounded by wealth, joy, and prosperity. Feel the gratitude as if it's already yours. Repeat affirmations like, money flows to me effortlessly, and I am deserving of all good things. Do this in the morning and before bed to align your energy with abundance, inviting life-changing results into your life.
If you understand the meaning of these three quotes, you'll be able to manifest anything you want. Number one, our reality is the mirror of our thoughts. What we project within, we manifest with that. Number two, the strength of the mind is not in its knowledge, but in its ability to manifest the reality it desires. Number three, we do not attract what we want, we attract what we are. The universe responds not to our wishes, but to our vibrations.
The one point that all the great teachers all down through history have all agreed on, they've been in complete unanimous agreement on, we become what we think about it.
A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thought. But until you start believing yourself, you could have a life. Don't think you are. Know you are.
This is the truth. If you can see it here, you can hold it here.
Ask for what you want and be prepared to get it.
Become what you think about most of the time. You get what you think about most of the time.
How do you feel?
You attract what you imagine you create.
If you can see it in your mind, visualize it, it must happen. That's the law of the universe.
It's not becoming a millionaire that's important. It's the person that you must become in
to become a millionaire. You have to become a completely different person. You have to develop character beyond 99% of the people in the world. You have to develop honesty and discipline and quality relationships and the willingness and the ability to work and set priorities and all kinds of stuff.
Let me tell you something. There is no nobility in poverty. I've been a rich man and I've been a poor man. And just rich man. So you listen to me and listen well. Are you behind the critical bills? Go pick up the phone and stop dialing. Is there anyone who thinks you? Go pick up the phone and stop dialing. If you don't think you're worthless loser, go pick up the phone and stop dialing. I want you to deal with the problems by becoming rich. If at least as a rich man, I have to face my problems. I show up in the back of a limo with a $2,000 suit and a $40,000 gold.
Why don't you set a goal to become a millionaire, and for what it will make of you to achieve it?
I wasn't high, wasn't wired, just clear. I knew what I needed to do and how to do it.
So whenever I need more space in my wardrobe, I sell everything I don't wear anymore on Vinted. Download Vinted.
Abracadabra. These people are very tricky.
14.
Miko has paint sales starting at $4.99. Stop by your local shop for a free estimate, fast turnaround, and work back by a national warranty. You don't need a new car. Just a
I
fresh
don't know no way.
Better get than you go.
I'm done. See the shit going on. Sweat.
She's
Crazy. Let's go.
And then he said
Going on.
to Barbara, maybe, what can we read?
Taking it easy. Just watch, stay tuned. You're gonna see the hard work. This ain't nothing. You're gonna definitely see the hard work.
That's what's going on now.
Raw Series 9 Pro Plus. You can moisturize. Raw takes 5. Plenty of clothes has never felt so comfortable.